few details about Project One, the personality profile, and again wanted to emphasize that the point of the project is to give you practice writing about yourself and talking about your experience in a convincing way by supporting all claims with specific evidence. And so this project will help you to practice that skill, which is useful for any major. And especially business major. So Project One instructions are found by clicking on the Project One page here on Sakai, and then this tab will take you to detailed instructions. I'll just go over a few of the main points, and there are multiple steps, so just make sure that you understand how to complete all parts of the project, and I'll go over those just briefly here. But the first thing you'll want to do is take a quick personality test. If you click on this link down here at the bottom, it will take you to a quick survey of yes or no questions. Go ahead and fill that out, and then the results will come up in a 4-letter code that describes your personality. Here you go. So it'll take you to a page that looks like this. Your results will be up here at the top, and if you need more information, click on this page, and it will take you to some more details about your personality type according to your results. And it's not going to describe you 100% accurately. This is just, a baseline test to give you something to work with for this project. So you can check out these 2 pages will probably be most helpful. If you need more information about your personality type, I recommend this website here, personalitypage.com. It's got a lot of information. The Myers-Briggs test is very popular and used in a lot of different settings, so there's tons of information on Google if you need more. So go ahead and do that part first, and then go ahead and do a quick Google search for leadership styles and try to figure out what your preferences are. This link down here at the bottom will take you to a page that just really briefly describes 8 different styles. It's not doesn't go into depth. You'll probably find better sources if you do your own research, but that's just somewhere to start. So once you've gathered details about leadership styles and your personality, figure out how to organize your thoughts into a 500 to 1,000 word reflective paper. And you don't have to discuss, again, all your personality traits. Choose the few key traits that you feel comfortable discussing and those for which you have specific examples. So let's say that one of your traits is that you are a methodical problem solver and you want to discuss that in your paper. Just make sure that you have a specific story you can tell about how you've done that in the past to illustrate that trait, because the more specific your examples are, the more you'll stand out, the more memorable you'll be, the greater impression you'll make. And it's always good to practice making that good impression. And if you can do it in writing, you'll be way ahead of the game. So if you'd like to see how this all looks, click on the example that I prepared for you using my results. It looks like this. It's annotated with notes here on the side that point out some moves that I would like you to try in your own writing. So one thing I do often is I have topic sentences at the front or at the beginning of my paragraphs, and then I try to discuss one main idea per paragraph. And then all the sentences following the topic sentence relate back to that topic sentence to support that main idea. And I will often give specific examples. I'll tell a story or detail some event that happened that relates to the main idea at the beginning of my paragraph. So do that in your own paper. I do that throughout the example. The one thing that my example is missing is a discussion of leadership, and I left that out because I'd like you to figure out how to incorporate that for yourself in your reflection. So just don't forget to include that component. Okay? So when you've typed up your draft, you've proofread it, you're ready to submit it, you're going to submit it in 2 different places. The first is Dropbox. I'm sorry, we'll do forums first. Go to forums. There's a personality profile forum here. Go ahead and click the thread and start new conversation. Put your first and last name in the subject line, and then we'll submit it 2 different ways. If you're on a Mac, Command A to select all, Command C to copy, then we'll paste it in the message box, Command V. Okay, so it'll be there. And then add an attachment. There we go. Okay. So it can appear as two different formats. All right, so there we go. And then everyone can see your paper here. So that's the first step, first place you'll submit. Okay. After you've submitted here, pick any two classmates' papers and go ahead and respond thoughtfully to those. Okay, and then the second place you'll submit is in Dropbox. And Dropbox, only I have access to Dropbox, and that's where I will return comments and grades to you. So when you're ready to submit, you basically find your folder here. You won't have everybody's names appear, just yours. And then you'll want to upload files, and then same thing, browse, attach it, and then submit. Okay, and I'll return comments to you there. So if you want to know the grading criteria, we'll go back to Project 1, rubric here. So this is what I'll grade you on. I'm looking for criteria and idea. I'm looking at your ideas, your organization, sentence structure, and punctuation and mechanics to see that you've proofread. And then I'm also grading you on engagement with the class. So just briefly, you'll have to take a look at this more in depth later, but I'm looking to see that you've discussed your personality effectively, that you've included a discussion of leadership. I'm looking to see that you catch my attention in the beginning of the paper with some interesting details that make me want to keep reading. And then your body paragraphs, I'm looking for topic sentences with supporting details and transitions between paragraphs. And then a conclusion that sort of adds some new thought at the end, instead of just repeating things that you said before earlier in the paper. Okay? And then do you proofread your paper? And then when you respond to your peers, I'm just looking for a thoughtful response, a positive response. You're not peer reviewing this paper. You're just responding positively with comments about what you've liked, what you thought was most interesting, things that you have in common with the writer. Okay, one paragraph per response is fine. If you would like to respond to more papers, that's great, but I'll just look to see that you've responded to at least 2 papers. Okay, so if you'd like an A, aim for this column here to make sure that your paper meets all the standards listed here. And go ahead and make sure that you've read the rubric in detail. And please let me know if you have any questions. That's basically a quick overview of the first project. And then to avoid being counted absent, just make sure that you've posted your paper in forums, that you've responded to 2, and that you have posted your paper in Dropbox before the deadline at the end of the day on Thursday, February 3rd. Please let me know if you have questions or if you get stuck along the way, and I will be happy to answer those questions.